Hey there. So, hey, random message day. I don't know why. I guess it's been a while, really honestly. Um, it's funny. I know people, and I mean, I know people. I actually physically know people, human beings, mind you, that walk around that are believers who think that, well, I'm saved, so now everything's perfect, and I'm going to be happy all the time. I'm so happy. Life is so great. Everything is perfect all the time because the Bible tells me it is. No, the Bible doesn't. Holy, dying, merciful, you find me, you open those pages, and you tell me where God says everything is happy all the time. You open those pages, you tell me where He says you should pursue being happy as a goal. You can't find it. You know why? Because God ain't stupid. He's been here. He knows. He was one of us. He came down and He lived as one of us. He knows. Trust me, He knows. Life is not happy all the time. Things are not great. Things are not perfect. Just saying. And He's not unrealistic about that. He doesn't expect you to like a lunatic all the time. Just putting it out there. I mean, even Jesus even said, we're going to have trouble. Right? Jesus said, you will have trouble. That's a quote. Chances are, we will have trouble. So don't kick yourself in the face if you're having trouble in life and you're going, like a faith, I'm going to go all through this all happy. Honest to dying. I keep wondering about some of these people who do that. I keep waiting to see them on the news, And in other news, a local man went crazy with a rifle on top of the building in downtown. Seriously. Like, how long before you go, when reality suddenly shatters your mind? God doesn't promise. He says that He's going to be there. Now, if you're not a believer, or you're just kind of like, maybe, no criticism. You may not be aware of this, but there's a whole lot of people that can see this, and that you may know. You may have to ask a person to do. But normally when, everything goes in a handbasket, there's like option 1 and option 2. And that's all there is. But all of a sudden, there's an option 3 with the believer. There's something else. And this is when you get to find out that God's not a concept or a way of dealing with issues or rationalizing your behavior. He's actually a living being. He goes click and steps into your reality and goes, hey, it's okay. I'm here. I'll help you through this. I got this. And you're like, what? There's another entity in your world very suddenly. There's not just option 1, option 2, and then it's a little freaky the first time it happens. You kind of have to step back on it, but it happens. Now, that's what God says He'll do. He doesn't tell you have to walk around all the time. Because read your Bible. God's not all the time. Jesus wasn't all the time, right? Just putting it out there. When Jesus was on earth, He was like all the time. Just putting it out there. But yeah, it's so don't kick yourself with that stuff. And don't kick yourself if you're having trouble dealing with things, or things aren't working out. How many times I've heard people tell other people, especially third person conversation here, somebody with anxiety or depression, oh, you just gotta have faith. You try going through it and just saying, I just gotta have faith. Oh, I just wanna die. That's what your response is gonna be. I mean, I ain't perfect. I mean, I gotta tell you, especially a lot of events later in the latter half of my life, have resulted in my mind reacting in ways sometimes that I don't want it to. I'll be honest with you on that. There are times which, let's say you and I are having a conversation. You and I are talking, we're talking back and forth, there's stuff going on. We're sharing some personal details. And after I share something, all of a sudden there's nothing from you. There's no response. Now, Normal person would say, okay, well, somebody's busy or whatever, well, we'll pick this up whenever, whatever. My mind doesn't do that. My mind goes, click, you're doing something. You judged me in that moment. You are gossiping about me. You are working against me. You've turned your back on me. You've walked away from me. That's what my mind does. And I have no say over that. It just goes, just like that. It's living in hell. When that happens, it's like living in hell. It's just this woof. And it takes a real effort for me as a person to go, click, no. People have lives. Things happen. We're not, Now, maybe you are. Maybe you did go, we'll get him now. Maybe you did. But there's a 90% chance you didn't. But my mind goes click with that other, right? And that's what happens. It's something I'm working on. And it's a conscious thought. It's a conscious effort on my part to go, this isn't happening. That's the result. That's life being life. Just putting it out there. Don't beat yourself if that's you. Don't beat yourself if you're not happy-go-lucky all the time. I don't know if you've noticed, but this world of ours is a beautiful thing. It is. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's amazing. But at the same time, it can be such a nightmare sometimes. And it's okay that that nightmare sometimes affects you. You don't have to pretend it doesn't, and you don't have to pretend you don't go thinking you deserve it for some reason. Oh, I did this or I did that. No, you didn't. You don't deserve to go through what you went through. I don't deserve to go through what I went through. Okay? Just putting it out there. Anyways, this is your random message of the day, I guess. So you take care. And as I say so often, we are in this together. Right? All right. Cool. Peace out, brothers.